Millions of people just living out their lives, oblivious. I'd like to share a revelation that I've had during my time here. It came to me when I tried to classify your species. I realized that you're not actually mammals. Every mammal on this planet instinctively develops a natural equilibrium with the surrounding environment, but you humans do not. You move to an area and you multiply and multiply until every natural resource is consumed. And the only way you can survive is to spread to another area. There is another organism on this planet that follows the same pattern. Do you know what it is? A virus. Human beings are a disease, a cancer of this planet. You are a plague, and we are the cure. Once Zion is destroyed, there is no need for me to be here. Do you understand? I need the codes.
The clip which you have just seen is from the movie The Matrix, and the man speaking is Agent Smith. Agent Smith has some very interesting views on life. More specifically, he has some very interesting views on mankind. He absolutely hates mankind. In this movie of simulated reality known as The Matrix, Agent Smith actually is an AI program who has been designed and programmed to keep order within the system by terminating human beings which are trying to escape this reality. That being said, Agent Smith was trying to preserve the Matrix. He was trying to preserve this simulated reality. No one was allowed to escape it. Now, in the clip that I shared with you, Agent Smith made a statement of how he views mankind. He views mankind as a virus, as a pathogen that continues to multiply, and they continue to overpopulate, and they are draining resources, making it very difficult for people, making it difficult for others to be able to attain some resources. He clearly has the mindset of a globalist. In fact, Agent Smith would fit exactly a character in the real world today known as Bill Gates. Agent Smith would fit the characteristic of a person who supports the Georgia Guidestones. Agent Smith fits the description of the globalists and those who are spearheading the climate change agenda. Agent Smith has no conscience. He literally has nothing but pure hatred for mankind, and he seeks to destroy them, especially if they seek to be awakened and to come out of this system. Agent Smith is essentially a demon or a devil. Why do I say this? It is because he possesses people and he uses them for his bidding. Friends, the main thing is this. The devil is literally telling us the truth in plain sight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are up against a highly organized and a highly intelligent enemy. Our adversary is one who you should never take lightly. Even when Yeshua was on the earth, he did not take the devil lightly. He took him very serious. Brothers and sisters, we are dealing with an enemy who knows exactly what he is doing, and his agents, his human agents, are also highly intelligent. Satanists are one of the most clever individuals whom you will come across. Brothers and sisters, I'm telling you right now, the devil will tell you exactly what he is going to do and how he is going to kill you, how he is going to destroy you, how he is going to strip you of your children. And while he will tell it to you straight in your plain sight, he will convince you to agree with him and thus give him a permission to do his evil bidding against you. And once you give him the permission, then he moves swiftly. But he is very subtle. Brothers and sisters, do not play around with the devil. Now, I want to provoke your thoughts concerning climate lockdowns. That's right, climate lockdowns. Brothers and sisters, everything is pointing down to the climate change movement. The end of everything, the devil's final agenda, has to do with the climate movement. To quickly sum this up in just a matter of less than a minute, the movement of climate change seeks to preserve the earth. By seeking to preserve the earth, they are seeking to extend the life of the current earth, this world we live in. This should tell you who exactly is the one that is trying to borrow a little bit more time. But while this might be the case that is being spoken to you, the true agenda of this movement is actually to pave the way for a time of a persecution. The devil is not allowed to do anything without first informing you. Secondly, the devil is not allowed to execute his plans nor his judgments upon the inhabitants of the earth unless they give him permission. These are laws which have been laid out by the kingdom of heaven. Since God does not force himself onto us, but rather we must make the choice of welcoming him, the devil also is not allowed to force himself upon you. You must be the one to invite him in. Sadly, many people are demonized and possessed because they welcome the devil in. And when they welcome the devil in, they have no idea how to get rid of him, because guess what? They cannot get rid of him once he comes in. The only one who can get rid of him is Jesus Christ. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Brothers and sisters, concerning the climate change movement, the devil has cleverly told you what this movement is all about. This movement is all about money laundering. This movement is all about pedophilia. This movement is all about satanic rituals. It actually directly conflicts the 10 commandments of the Most High God. Furthermore, the climate change movement puts heavy emphasis upon quote-unquote overpopulation, and is directly linked to, you guessed it, the Georgia Guidestones. And the emphasis that is laid in the Georgia Guidestones is that the world's population should be maintained to a population of no more than 500 million people. That is only 500 million people worldwide. The very core of the climate movement is to reduce the number of people. And we all know that Bill Gates is heavy on the climate movement, and he has spoken saying that too many people is bad for the environment. Therefore, we need to reduce the population of the world through the use of the pharmaceutical industry, through vaccines, and through reproductive health services. So now, essentially, brothers and sisters, the climate change movement is not for the benefit of the regular individual. It is for the benefit of the billionaires. Billionaires and multi-millionaires are the ones who will benefit from this. And the entire thing, though they might call it climate change, brothers and sisters, that is simply a cover name for the agenda of these so-called globalists. Satanists believe in what is known as karmic retribution. This goes with the law of karma. Karma is simply the belief that what goes around comes around. This is actually a biblical statement because the Bible says, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he which killeth with the sword shall also die by the sword." Satanists believe that. Satanists are the ones who are headlining the climate change movements. They are the ones behind big media publications. They are the ones behind the big major organizations that fund the climate change movement. So now, suppose the Satanists came to you and they said, "Hey, we want to create a utopia on earth. But in order for us to create a utopia on earth, we need to reduce the world's population to below 1 billion, precisely 500 million. Furthermore, the reproductive system of mankind at this rate is not going to allow us to get to that utopia. So therefore, people are going to have to sacrifice their reproductive systems. Furthermore, in order for us to get to that utopia that we're trying to create on earth, we need to learn to protect the environment because everything is affecting climate change and the climate is changing. The emphasis, brothers and sisters, is climate change, climate change, climate change. And the truth is, friends, they have already told us in plain sight what the true intentions of this new world order is. They told us already the end game, the end goal of all of it. The end game is destruction. They told us even the movies, Avengers Endgame, it's all about depopulation. It's all about wiping out a certain type of people. Do you think Avengers Endgame was just coincidental? These are fine prints of them telling you what their end game is.
Why would you do that? We're in the end game now.
The movie Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame is actually about climate change. Let me explain. You see, Thanos, the main villain of the movie, he wants to bring about a quote-unquote balance in the universe. And he sees that overpopulation is going to destroy the universe. So his goal is to basically wipe out half of all life. And the reason he wants to do that is so that resources can be preserved and that people would not run themselves into extinction. Humanity is overpopulating. So the main agenda again and the main concern of Thanos was overpopulation and preserving the environment. That is what Thanos was after. He is a tyrant who wants to bring about order and balance into the world, but the only way he can think about doing so is by initiating a genocide. In other words, brothers and sisters, a genocide is a requirement. It is a sacrifice that must be made in order to bring about a balance. Last time I checked, my friends, a genocide is a great evil and great atrocity that is committed against mankind. This same mindset that Thanos has is the exact same mindset that Agent Smith also has. The seed which is being planted to the audience is overpopulation. And they will repeat that over and over again. Overpopulation, there's too many people in the world. The very core of the theme of climate change is overpopulation. How do we handle overpopulation? Because overpopulation is the main cause and the number one problem as to why the world is undergoing a climate crisis. The seed is being planted into the mind of the audience. Overpopulation, brothers and sisters, is a myth. It does not exist.
The Satanic System has its own way of conveying truth to you, so-called truth. They have their own truth. That is true.
The Satanic organization is a very clever organization. They are well organized. The kingdom of darkness is highly organized. In fact, Satanists are way more organized and way more united and way more aggressive in their satanic evangelism than so-called Christians. They are highly organized. They have a media. They have a media or a medium whereby they can convey information to you, therefore project demons to people's homes. And people give them permissions. They have a way of revealing to you their plans. Why? They have to give you their plans ahead of time because they believe in what is known as karmic retribution. If they tell you the complete lie and they don't tell you the truth in plain sight, they believe that they will pay the consequence for that. But if they tell you the truth in plain sight, yet you downplay it and you ignore it, well, guess what? They can say, hey, we washed their hands off because we told them the truth, and they still bought into it.
I'd like to call to order this secret conclave of America's media empires. We're here to come up with the next phony baloney crisis to put Americans back where they belong, in dark rooms glued to their televisions, too terrified to skip the commercials.
Well, I think...
NBC, you are here to listen and not speak. I think we should go with a good old-fashioned public health scare.
A new disease. No one's immune. It's like the summer of the shark, except instead of a shark, it's an epidemic. And instead of summer, it's all the time.
That is smoke.
Now, I hate to be the guy who derails what everybody else loves.
He loves being that guy.
But, Janice, we do have standards. This can't be a made-up disease. The only moral thing to do is release a deadly virus into the general public.
We do have something we've been holding on to, but it hasn't been tested. Get over here, NBC.
Well, we certainly believe in testing, but Wow. Oh, yeah.
So, we've got our deadly disease. Now, we just have to blame it on something that's in every household, something that people are a little bit afraid of already.
Thus saith the Lord, Cursed be the man that trusteth in men, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord.
Do not put your trust in mankind. Do not put your trust in these so-called politicians who claim to have your best interest in heart. Yet, how long have they been lying to you? Your whole reality, your whole existence. They are fabricating lies upon lies. My friends, I tell you, while these people are pushing climate change, they are the same people who are initiating these things. I want to bring to your attention now the subject of weather manipulation or weather modification, which your governments have given a term called cloud seeding. Furthermore, they have also a technology that can be able to cause it to rain and cause it to snow. They already told you these things in movies. Weather modification and weather manipulation. How long has the government had this technology for? Brothers and sisters, they have this thing for decades. It's been in existence for decades. Now, before I go into that, I want to expose to you something here that's also very important. The other time, a few times I went to Walmart. And a few times I went to, here in Canada, we have what is known as Canadian Tire. And a few times I've gone to some of the big grocery stores. And I was walking in. And when I walked in, there are people who are seated on a desk. Well, not on a desk, but they're seated on a chair right next to, and in front of them is a desk. And behind them is the logo for breast cancer research. And then they ask you a question, hi, we are doing a fundraiser for breast cancer research to find the cure. And I look at them, I said, I will never support your organization. I literally tell that to them every single time. It doesn't matter if it's the same people or if it's other people. I walk in and they say, hey, would you like to donate money to support breast cancer research? Or would you like to donate money to support the Cancer Research Foundation to find a cure for cancer? I look at them and I say, I will never support your organization. And I will go for the record and I will say, I will never support breast cancer research, find the cure foundation, whatever you want to call it. Why? They have, despite having billions and billions of dollars, you're telling me that you still haven't found a cure for cancer? The last video that I uploaded here, I brought to your attention the story of a woman who had breast cancer. Let's expose these organizations for the sham that they really are. I brought to your attention a woman who was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I showed you, and I'm going to show it to you again. This woman has breast cancer. So observe this. You're telling me that despite having billions and billions of dollars, these cancer research organizations and foundations, you're telling me that these big organizations still have yet to find a cure for cancer, and that they don't have a cure for it? Of all the billions of dollars that they have? Cancer is a business. Cancer is a business. Yo, this video is about to get flagged from YouTube. You better save this video, download this video, share it across all platforms before it gets blocked or before it gets removed from YouTube. I'm telling you, this video is not going to be here for long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this video and I'm going to upload it onto my website at www.thecontroversy7.ca.
One of the most lucrative businesses of the 21st century is the pharmaceutical industry. And the reason why it is lucrative is that it capitalizes upon the health and the well-being of people. That being said, I'm going to give to you a very important definition within the pharmaceutical industry, and when your doctor uses these terminologies, do not be deceived. Make sure you understand the difference between treatment and curing. When your doctor gives you medication, they often will tell you, here, this will treat your symptoms. Make sure you understand, a treatment is not considered the same thing as a cure. Treatment and cure are two different things. According to Google, a treatment is something that healthcare providers do for their patients to control a health problem, lessen its symptoms, or clear it up. Treatments can include medicine, therapy, surgery, or other approaches. That's treatment. Now, a cure is when a treatment makes a health problem go away for good. My friends, the cancer foundations and the cancer research find a cure society, whatever you want to call them, the breast cancer institute, I don't care whatever they're called. All of these organizations, they are simply investing your money to do research on various ways of how they can simply be able to treat the symptoms of cancer. In other words, they are trying to find ways to make people live with cancer while not feeling the effects thereof, because they are on constant treatments that manages the cancer and enables them to not feel pain and to not experience sudden growth of the cell, but rather monitor and treat its symptoms and not uproot the entire root cause of cancer. In other words, don't cure it, but rather simply just treat it. The goal is to create a lifetime of patrons. Now, as you can see in this video, it took us about 1 month, and you can see how this woman had a massive tumor on her breast. Every hospital confirmed that she indeed has breast cancer. Every doctor confirmed that it was a breast cancer. Everywhere we went, hospitals, doctors, and nurses confirmed that this woman had a 50% chance of living and that she most likely will die, because the suggestion that they were all giving to us is that the breast should be cut off. But we said no. We were willing to take that chance, and it took us 1 month. They tried to put her on chemotherapy. They did before we intervened. So we pulled her out from chemotherapy and now gave her natural treatments. Behold, the breast that once was infected and once had that tumor. You can see now there's a big hole where the tumor used to be. Brothers and sisters, God's institution is far much more advanced than the institutions of men. This is what praying, and this is what trusting in God, and this is what going through natural means can do. It will uproot the main problem. This woman, we had to change her diet completely. She is not allowed to eat any fried foods, not allowed to eat any cooked foods, not allowed to eat anything with sugars, not allowed to eat anything that has different types of chemicals and different unhealthy things. She was not allowed to eat meat. All those things were cut off from her diet.
The Controversy 7 minutes, you can see these are the food that we are giving her, so that this thing, that is why this thing is moving rapidly with other natural remedy that we got from other places. The other one we got from the woman. So you can see this is our food that she's eating. We didn't have money to buy more. There's other ones that we need to get, but we couldn't get them. But these are the ones that we could be able to get.
She had a raw vegetable diet that we gave to her. Raw vegetable diet, drinking lots of water. All dairy had to be taken out completely from her diet. No milk, no nothing. No eggs, no artificial flavors, no nothing. Straight raw vegetables that we gave to her. Her health had to change completely in order for that tumor to be destroyed.
Breast cancer, and some weeks ago or some months ago, this cancer was expanding and expanding and expanding. So we went to the hospital. The hospital told us that they are going to remove this breast, and they give us that we should go home. But by the wisdom that God has given to us through medical missionary work, we decided to be giving her natural remedy and the natural food for her to eat. So today, Mama is feeling fine.
Yes.
The wound is moving rapidly.
Yes.
There is a great miracle. You see, they thing cover all the whole places before, but now it's very small. You can see it in the video there. So, Mama, what do you have to say?
Thank you very much. May God bless them.
Amen. This woman cannot talk like this before, but she can talk now. Mama, can you walk? Can you walk now?
Yes.
Stand up. Let me stay.
Okay.
You be a witness. Let this be a witness and a testimony for you. Brothers and sisters, for those of you who have come to support this ministry, this is what you have done. God used you to help this ministry to accomplish a task that was seemingly impossible. And it was impossible to us, but it was possible with God.
Amen.
Amen.
So the Controversy Ministry, our work has not yet finished. We need your help to finish this treatment. We are owing some people that we borrowed money from, and we are owing some remedy that we got from the place where they are giving us some natural remedies to treat her. Please, the World Health Organization say that cancer has no cure, that no man can cure cancer. But I want to tell you, with God, all things are possible.
Yes.
You can see today that cancer has cure through natural remedy and through the power of the Lord. So may the Lord bless you. Please help us to finish this journey that we have started. That the name of the Lord may be praised now and forevermore in Jesus' name.
We want to get this woman to a lab technician where we want to get her to be tested to see if her body tests for cancer, just to verify how the treatment is going. But we have no way of doing that right now because the woman actually lives 7 hours away from the ministry's main central operation. And the problem is that our vehicle, of all things, had to break down on us again. I have not been mentioning to you guys, but we have a ministry vehicle that has been helping us accomplish much of the tasks going on down there. and that vehicle, when it breaks down, much of our operation stops. And even now, the vehicle has been broken down for over a week. For sure, I think it's been over a week that it broke down. But now we are at the stage where we want to take this woman to verify if the tumor is still there or if the tumor is completely eradicated. That way, I can be able to give you all a good report. And thus far, you are seeing a good report and you are seeing a good news. I give glory and honor unto God, and I praise Him that He used all of you who came to help us to accomplish this task. I believe that this is good news. I am transparent with all of you because I believe in having a good reputation, and I would rather have a good reputation than to destroy my reputation with evil, because God's name is found in our reputation. So we must represent Him in the way that is pleasing in His sight, in a way that will bring good name and a good report even unto us. Therefore, brothers and sisters, the work is yet to be finished. If you wish to help us to accomplish the task that is before us, and to help us to get our vehicle going so that we can press forward and see what the verdict says about this woman and finish treating her, thus curing her altogether of the sickness, here are the methods where you can help us to accomplish this. The ministry has a website, which is www.thecontroversy7.ca. The link also I provide in the comment section or in the video description box. What you do is you click on that link, which leads you directly to the official website for the Controversy 7 ministry. And upon arriving on that website, then you will notice that at the very top, if you're using your phone, it will just be at the very top in the center, or if you're using a desktop, then it will be on the top left hand corner that you will see a donate button. You click on that button, and then after that you will be redirected to another page where then you can be able to enter whatever you feel impressed to donate, and then you can choose any method of transaction, whether you want to use a debit card or whether you want to use credit card or whether you want to use PayPal. All of those options are there. This is a worldwide method. For those who are in North America, if you are in Canada, we use e-transfers in Canada, and here is the email for that. And if you're in America, Americans use Cash App and or Zelle, and those informations are also pinned over here as you're seeing in the screen. Now let's look at this real quick here. Brothers and sisters, your government has weather modification technologies. In fact, there's a treaty that was signed by the United States government and the Canadian government which limits these private entities from weaponizing the weather. This treaty is to govern what they call cloud seeding technology. In time past, anyone who spoke out against the spraying of the skies by calling them for what they are, chemtrails, you would be demonized immediately, and the government even denied those things, and they said, oh, these are just conspiracy theorists. But now they're coming out blatantly and telling people that they practice cloud seeding. And now the same media publications which were demonizing us, saying that we are conspiracy theorists, now they are saying, oh, we've always had cloud seeding technology. Oh, it's existed for decades. Now they want to open their mouths and speak like that. Brothers and sisters, do you know what they're spraying up in the skies? They are spraying what is called silver iodide. This is no secret. This is public information. You can find this for yourself. The effects of silver iodide being exposed to the human body, it results in the following. It says it may cause eye and skin irritation, may cause respiratory and digestive tract irritation, light sensitive, may cause reproductive and fetal effects. You see, my friends, this thing that they're spraying us with, they will cause people to have all sorts of skin problems. It will make them become sensitive to light, and furthermore, it will damage their reproductive organs. Do you ever wonder why birth rates are declining? Do you ever wonder why people have so many skin issues and why that's increasing more and more? Furthermore, here is also what cloud seeding is known to promote. They say that in the United States, cloud seeding is used to increase precipitation in areas experiencing drought, to reduce the size of hailstones that form in thunderstorms, and to reduce the amount of fog in and around airports. Did you know that many car insurance companies actually invest into cloud seeding technology? Many insurance companies, especially here in Canada, actually, believe it or not, invest into cloud seeding technology so that they can be able to maximize their profits, thus reduce the amount of money that they have to pay for people due to hail damage. All of this, my friends, is actually connected to the climate change movement. The climate change movement is a movement that deals with reducing greenhouse gases. Now, concerning greenhouse gases, there is a fine print, there is a clause that many people tend to ignore. And they jump on board and they say, yes, let's lower greenhouse gas emissions. However, they are forgetting that they themselves are actually included in that number of greenhouse gas emissions. How so? I know that didn't make any sense. Let me clarify. Did you know that according to the WHO, we inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide is considered a greenhouse gas. And if humans are responsible primarily for greenhouse gases, then what are they saying about your breathing? Could there be possibly a movement that will seek to prevent you from breathing, but try to rather suffocate you by wearing something on your face? I'll get you just to think about that. Remember that the first law of the Georgia Guidestone is to maintain the population below 500 million. The number of mankind must be reduced. So be very careful that you don't fall in line with everybody else, that you are going to do what everybody else is doing. Be careful that you don't fall in line with that. There are many greenhouse gases that are destroying the ozone layer, as they keep telling you over and over again, which means in order to limit the amount of greenhouse gases that is being released by human beings, you need to stop breathing. It is all a part of the climate change agenda. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, NASA has a technology that can be able to create artificial rain, and they have that technology. We're going to go into part 2 to be able to explore more of this.
These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. They shall put you out of their synagogues. Yea, the time cometh, that whomsoever killeth you will think that he doeth God's service. And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father, nor me. But these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, ye may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you.
Brothers and sisters, the days of evil are drawing nigh and are rapidly coming. Do you have on the whole armor of God? If not, dress thyself and put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against that evil day. For there is an hour that is coming that will affect everybody. Either you will be persecuted, or you will be the one doing the persecution, and you will be the one to report the saints of the Most High to authorities. If your heart is unconverted, you shall be the one laying your hand against the saints of the Most High. It's time now to eliminate all leaven from our hearts. It is time to eliminate the spirit of hypocrisy. It is time to eliminate the spirit of jealousy, the spirit of envy, the spirit of hatred, the spirit of gossip. Because, friends, a dark hour is on the horizon, and it's time
to give up all sin and surrender it unto the Most High.